Another beautiful day in Summer Hill Forest. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Let's Play Spyro, Ripto's Rage. I'm your host today, Silent Senior 09, and we're just going to enjoy the sun as it continues to remain in the same position, never to rise and create a sunset. Okay, no we're not. We are going to get down to business today. Last time we left off, we cleared through pretty much exploring everything we could do in Summer Hill Forest. I think it's just called Summer Forest. I don't know why I want to add a hill there. I know there's a hill over there, there's a hill over there, and then there's a huge hill with a mountain up there that we can't get to, and that stupid orb is still taunting us. You stupid orb. But enough of that. We're going to go ahead and get started with the next world, Colossus. Here we go. Charge right in, baby. Oh, by the way, I do apologize that there's a slight in the background. For those who are wearing headphones, you could probably hear it. Of course they would lift him up with his butt end. Oh, okay! Good thing you didn't, like, leave any broccoli in your teeth, because that would have been disgusting to see. Ew, sacrifice. What the heck? Okay, I get that there was a sacrifice going on, but I feel like something went wrong there. You know, the goat's still there, and the guy ended up kind of not being there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too persnickety about the details about who was sacrificed and that.
A Yeti has been rampaging around our home, but we've managed to trap him by shutting all the doors. If you talk to the other brothers, they will open the gates and guide you to him.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. So our main goal for today, besides reaching the end, is we're going to have to confront a Yeti. And while doing so, apparently we're going to have goats. Meh! My horns are stronger than yours. Nah, 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 nah. Stupid goat. Stupid goat, stupid goat. Sorry. I'm not feeling as kind as I was in the first game, where I'm like, I come in peace. Do you come in peace? Jeez, I was so dumb when I did that. Hey, look! Looks like Thriller Bark's mouth, the big old teeth thing. Nice.
By concentrating, I should be able to open this door for you.
Do it to it, Arnie! Sweet. Can you show me how you do that?
The door's open. Leave me alone. I'm trying to meditate.
Somebody's on their blue period. Seriously. Jeez, dude. Fine, be that way. Yeah, you'll find that some of the characters can be outright kind of harumph. Okay, I helped you. Go away now. It's kind of their polite way, which isn't so polite, mind you, of saying, yeah, I got nothing else for you, so sorry. Holy Buffalo Bill. Get out of here, man. That's probably not even a buffalo. It's like a yak, probably. Future self, feel free to correct. I know, you were just waiting and itching, weren't you? Well, I'll give you the chance, dude, so I'll make you feel like you're part of the journey. Although I'll definitely have plenty of moments where that's going to happen, truth be told. Because there are going to be quite a few things where I'm going to butcher the heck out of what I think they actually are, as opposed to what things or creatures actually are supposed to represent. Also, that is a nice golden statue in the background, just thought I'd say.
Who needs a key when you know how to chant like this?
Well, Sora, I mean, okay, anyway, you've used that joke so many times. Anytime somebody mentions key, you use Kingdom Hearts as your crutch, dude, seriously. Holy crap, he lifted the whole frickin' building up. Look at that. Dang. That's some serious meditating powers, dude. I'll give you props for that.
Enemies like those yaks are too big to be charged. Your flame attack should easily take care of large enemies.
Well, thank you, Zoe. I appreciate the tutorial. If anybody's wondering, yeah, unfortunately the first few levels are going to be kind of tutorial-filled. But once you get past all that, it actually starts to get a little less hand-holding and more of a, okay, you're on your own, pal, so hope you can figure this out. And then they kind of present you with some things that are like, okay, I'm not sure how you're supposed to know to do that, but okay, sure, why not? You know, why not? Buffet! Oh my gosh, the thing was trying to flap me like a flapjack. So I guess Zoe was kind enough to help correct me anyway. Those are definitely yaks, not buffalo. I wonder if there's like a distinguishable difference between the two. Oh, looky here! So you know how in the first world we had like those little pyramid things and they had a power-up already showing up? Well, this one has a number on it, and Zoe's going to tell us why.
Each time you defeat an enemy, it will release a spirit particle. The spirit particles will activate the power-up in that world. If a power-up is inactive, you need to defeat more enemies.
Ding, 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 ding! Green text for the win. Although, really, the details on the left and right of that green text also matter too. So yeah, that's the reason why we have to defeat enemies. Obviously now it's like, okay, whatever, I'm used to flaming and charging the heck out of all these enemies. There will be a few times when the enemies get a little nastier, and you have to kind of approach them more carefully. Kind of like in how... Oh, jeez, I don't know what the heck it was called. Oh, Beastie Badlands, that's right. How the enemies got, for some reason, a little tougher because of all the electricity and the throwing of the pine cones and other crap that they would throw. Yeah, enemies are going to get nasty like that, where you have to actually use your brain a little bit. You can't just charge headfirst into it expecting to solve all your problems, you know. You can't brute force your way through everything. Even though most of the time, that's not a problem, you know, as far as using that as your strategy. Charge it up, baby! Yeah, yeah. Man, they love these golden statues. I wonder if they're going to be important later. Oh my, foreshadow. Yay, another one-up. Ooh, there's a shiny up there.
Hey, look what I can do.
Alright, show me what you got, Brother Curtis. Nice! Sweet! And by the way, he actually sits there, and I think you could talk to him. I forget what... Actually, you know what? I think he says something pretty cool. I know. I'm seriously taking time to... Whoa! Okay, gravity. Calm down. This is kind of funny.
How can you be sure I really exist?
Splat. There goes my mind. Blown. Clear across the room. How can we be sure any of us exist? I don't know why, just... Anytime a character says stuff like that, I mean, one could say they're a little airheaded or a little spacey, but honestly, that never gets old here. People mention it like, how can you be sure any of us exists? You know, it really makes you do this deep thinking thing. What's up, Zoe?
Remember Hunter's advice? You will glide farthest if you press the X button at the very top of your jump.
Well, that's a good thing we did that whole challenge for the orb thing. Of course, that's, how do I want to put it? That's if you didn't decide to do it, they decided to throw that in there just in case, like, oh, well, maybe they just decided to dive headfirst into one of the first two portals they saw, you know, as far as worlds to enter. And that's probably, whoa, yeah, okay. Yeah, most enemies would just charge right at us. They wouldn't do that whole wind-up bit like this guy's doing. You know, where you kind of, ow! Really? Stupid jerk. Anyway. What I was going to say is, usually some of the enemies you're going to find in later levels, I know I'm talking about the future already and it hasn't happened yet, but they won't always give you like a moment to focus in on watch their patterns. Some of them are just going to do it right to it and then expect you to just figure it out from there. So did I kill enough? No, I didn't kill enough enemies. Huh. Maybe I can kill some over here. Yakety yak, don't come back. Alright, cool. That's 11. Ah, you bad boy. Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, looky, I just realized we have enough gems worth to learn our swimming. Yay. I mean, not yay, because we have to spend 500 gems to do it, but better than nothing. Okay, so here's the power-up in this world. Or at least in these portals. It's a little spring. Basically what this does is it acts like a high jump. So we can kind of skip some of the bullcrap we would normally have to do. It also acts as a way for us to kind of quickly jump up to places, but we'll worry about those later. For now, let's go ahead and talk to this guy.
Even though I'm a vegetarian, I think you should kill that Yeti. He's pretty tough, though. In fact, I'm not so sure you're up to it.
So I take it torch and kill are good synonyms for these guys. Not to be confused for cinnamons, you know, like spice. Alright, dude. I'll beat on your chest and roar at me. Time to kick your butt.
I thought the Yeti was tougher than that. I guess he was all bark. And I was just guarding our sacred talisman to make sure the Yeti didn't eat it.
Well, I appreciate you guarding it so I don't have to dig through his poop or his corpse, you know. So it's a little Buddha, it's a little, crap, what would you call it? It's not an idol, I mean, I guess it's an idol, I don't know. It's a respectable statue to honor something. I guess that's the best way I can put it without overstepping the line of writing something off as meaningless or whatever. I don't know, I'm thinking too hard. I need to stop thinking so hard. I do that so much. You ever have those moments where you kind of just need to slap yourself and say, dude, if you're thinking of penguins, just go penguins! Just say it! Don't even think while you're thinking about penguins! You can wonder about that after the fact. You know? Don't worry about saying the exact thing that you want to say that expresses what's on your mind. Even if you go, meh, like you're doing a penguin noise, just do it! No, I'm not doing that whole Shia LaBeouf thing. Sorry to disappoint. Alright, so... well, I just kind of wandered off into this direction, didn't I?
Ah, Spyro, welcome! We have found that hockey is a peaceful and calming sport. Would you like to join in a match against our goalkeeper?
Sure. Although I must ask, how exactly is this sport, or this version of hockey, calming? I'm not really an ice expert or a sports expert in general, but, I don't think hockey is usually equated to calm.
You have 2 minutes to score 5 goals in the red goal.
Alrighty, and it's not green text this time, but according to this, it is 2 stars worth of difficulty, so it's slightly more challenging than lighting the gym lamps or defeating the lizards. But nothing to it but to do it, I suppose. You know the way the camera pans, it makes it look like he's a panda bear, but I think that's actually supposed to be a rhinoceros with just a hockey mask on. And the crowd goes wild! Sorry. I just love how they add that little extra detail. Oh yeah, I didn't actually mention it, but for anybody playing along, the physics for ice in this game can be a little frustrating. Number one is, if you notice, I'm still continuing to go forward, even though I'm not pushing forward on the control stick. Now, obviously, if you don't do anything now, it's not going to... Spyro's just going to sit there. But if you move forward, he's just going to keep moving forward until he bumps into the wall. That's one thing you got to keep in mind. The other thing is, you may have noticed, anytime you push X, you're not going to jump. So on the ice, you have to just skate or slide. I don't know. He does kind of skate. It's kind of cute the way his animation is. He's just kind of swaying his body from the left and to the right, really in rhythm with his paws. Yeah, we can't actually jump, though, on the ice, so if you're, like, really having trouble trying to control the direction you're traveling in, consider this a great warm-up for understanding how to control yourself on the ice, because, spoilers! There is actually a second challenge we're going to have to do very shortly. And I'm sure some of you might have noticed that based on the fact there's a second goal behind us. Oh, throw your friggin'...
Well done! Have this!
I was going to say, throw your freaking tantrum, and then I had to pause for a second. I'm going to have to remember to just time my moments where I want to comment on something a little more eloquently, so I don't have to stop mid-sentence, you know. Zap!
Would you like to try a game of one-on-one?
Sure. Okay.
The first to score 5 goals wins. You are shooting at the red goal. Off you go.
Alright, so the difficulty just got ramped up to 3 stars worth of difficulty. There is a reason for that. This is actually widely considered one of the harder challenges in this game. Out of all the level challenges that this game has. I love how the crowd immediately already favors the other side. Now, here's a few things you can keep in mind. Number one is you can flame the crap out of the opponent that you're facing. And it's usually advised that you do this because, as you also may have noticed, trying to collect the puck is a little tough in this game. For some reason, it just gets a little more sensitive in terms of how you're supposed to collect it. Now, there are a few ways to do this. Obviously, like before, we have to fake out the goalie, but we also have to fake out the other player because he's just going to come charging at us, and if he hits us, we spit the puck out automatically, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't always work out to where we have the puck in her mouth, and also I think he's going to score a goal on me, the jerk off. Oh. Well, there goes that perfect win I was trying to shoot for. Oh well. I can always do that later. Yeah, there's a reason why you would want to worry about that, by the way. Also, if you hear a yowling cat, that would be my cat. He's freaking out now because I'm not leaving my door open for him to go into like he normally wants to try and do. He's weird. But then again, I guess that's why we get along, because we're both weird. There's actually a trick to this game that you can kind of cheese this whole challenge. You have to fuss with this whole, let me do this whole strategizing bit. Oh, jeez, he's gonna, no you don't. I knew you were gonna try to do that. I won't do it yet because there's no reason to, but probably like on this next one I'll try to do it. Here, let me just wrap around here. Sometimes it's best to kind of just back off a little bit so you can kind of get a feel for where the opponent is. Oh, good lord, here we go. He's gonna... Oh, man. Oh, dude! Dude! Oh. Okay, so that time, for some reason, it worked. So here's what you can do to cheese this. Do not jump. Just hang out over here. Use the triangle button because you can use it to aim. Then what you're going to do is... You see how the goalie and the player are on the far left? If you scooch over to the far right, as far away as you can, shoot the puck out, watch it. That counts as a goal being scored. And you're going to want to use that trick later if you're trying to score like a perfect win, or shutout, I guess is what they call it in sports sometimes. I don't know if they call that in hockey. I mean, I know in baseball, if pretty much you keep scoring, I mean, I think there's also a point where the opposing team can actually score at least a point or two, but there's like a terminology used to say shutout, where basically the other team just gives up.
Well done! Have this. If you stare at it long enough, you might not see anything.
Well, I mean, I guess you could do that. You could also stare at the sun and do the same thing, but I don't recommend it. Alright, so that's 5 orbs. Ooh, my. So if we wanted to play again, we can play that again. I really have no desire to do so. I will probably in a future bonus video do that, but for now, let's just continue on with clearing through the level. Yeah, I don't even think I commented on it, but holy crap. Who'd have thought there'd be like a whole ice arena in the back of this world? That's one thing about, how do I want to phrase that? I hate when I do that. I start speaking, and then I do throw a garbage word like out, instead of just pausing briefly to think. Okay, now I know exactly what I wanted to say. There I did it again. I love how this world, or the worlds in this game, sometimes if you just keep exploring them enough, they have the weirdest sections included. It's like, what the heck, man? There's a whole hockey arena in the back of, like, this peaceful monk kind of area, and it just gets even weirder still. Depending on the world you go to, excuse me. Oh, lovely, it's a ghastly.
Oh, thank goodness you scared that evil spirit away. But now it will hide in the statues. If you were to flame all 10 statues, I'm sure you would chase it away for good.
Huh. I guess those statues that we saw kind of scattered about are more important than we thought. Oh, and a 3-star difficulty? Yeah, right. I mean, it is a bit of a challenge trying to find these little suckers, but dang. Nothing can compare to that hockey game. Although, I have to admit, I didn't do so bad. Usually it's a pretty close match between me and the opponent, but I don't know. Maybe I just had some extra practice. Well, I haven't practiced. That's the thing, is I haven't practiced this recently. Not since I had recorded about 3 hours of Spyro Ripto's Rage. Yeah, spoilers for the... or, not spoilers. For those who are wondering, yes, I actually did attempt to record this before. In fact, I had about 3 hours worth of footage. I think I cleared through like 2 or 3 worlds worth. And I come to find out that and I mentioned this earlier, you know how I mentioned that there was like a slight humming sound for my headphone users? You might be able to hear it. It was 20 times worse. It was awful. It sounded like a freaking vibrator going off. And it's like, Silent Senior, is this a XXX rating? Do you have a vibrator going up your butt or something? I mean, seriously? Can you say that for later? For one, no, that wasn't that. But it really sounded awful to the point of I really could not salvage the sound where you can enjoy the game sound. I mean, I know there's my stupid voice, you hear that, obviously. but it was obnoxious to me. And when it's obnoxious to me, although I'm very critical, I'm also pretty flexible. When it gets to the point where I can't even be flexible enough to be like, oh yeah, I could totally live with that, you know, if I just do a little cleanup. No. This was one of those cases where I just had to toss all that footage out and say, just try it again. And it's funny because I'm glad I did that, because my Elgato capture card software actually had an update that fixed a bunch of sound issues. Kind of a funny coinkydink that happened when it did. Regardless, it did at least cause me to have to stop myself, sit back, and picture how I'm going to do this whole journey. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I might have. Yeah, I did. I already said something to the effect of, we're going to essentially tackle this world per video, just about. There may be a few exceptions for that, because some of these worlds are a little weird and short, namely the Speedway worlds, which we haven't run into one yet. And then, of course, there's the whole idea of exploring the hub world itself, you know. If I don't really do a whole lot in that, then, you know, I might as well just go ahead and continue with it. Oh yeah, this is the rooftop of the statue that fell on the frickin' Yeti. What a dummy. Stomping up and down like a doofus. I think the rest of the treasure should be up here. Okay, here we go. Good, good. 3 more. Oh, there's some more over here. Oh, dude. Dude. That means I'm missing treasure somewhere. Oh, duh. I know exactly where the treasure is. Okay. Well, before we do that, let me go ahead and focus on this task of clearing through this last... Sorry, the camera was being weird. Clearing through this last challenge here. There should be a... I think there was a statue on the outside, yeah, just before we went to the ice hockey arena. Yay!
Well done, Spyro! You've scared the evil spirit away! Why don't you take this? I borrowed it from the temple. They don't need it.
So in other words, you took it without asking, I take it. Well then. Or maybe you said you were going to borrow it, and then basically your version of borrowing is, yeah, I'm not going to give this back to you, okay, thanks. It's like when somebody asks you, can I borrow $1? That's all fun and dandy, but could you just be honest? You're not going to give that $1 back to me. You're going to shove it right in the snack machine and get yourself a Twinkies or a Twix or something, you know. Just be honest here. If you're going to pay me back, that's another story. At least say that. I'll pay you back after. But instead of saying, oh, can I borrow $1? It's like, you're not borrowing it, you're going to use it, you're not going to give that $1 back to me. Even if you pay me back, you're not going to give me that same $1 back. I mean, the chances of that are pretty slim. It's possible, but it's very unlikely. Also, I think this should do it here. Oh. Yay! Sorry, I love the little fanfare. So yeah, this is the first time we can actually see that and hear that, because this is the first world that we could actually complete 100%. And I don't feel like I did a very thorough job of explaining everything we did, but sometimes it's best for you just to witness and watch than for me to talk about it, you know? Also, there's usually a cutscene at the end of each of these, so I'm going to let you watch this. This is funny. Oh wow, he's lifting his own weight plus the statue. Want to try that again? Uh-oh. He's like, I'm out of here. Dang. No honor among the monks there. Sounds like your problem, not mine. Bye. Jeez. So violent. Oh, me, oh my, oh my, oh me. Well, that was Colossus, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. Next time we meet, we're gonna lose a bunch of gems, because we gotta go pay stupid McMoney grubs, excuse me, money bags over there, because we have to learn how to dive and swim in the water if we want to continue exploring the rest of Avalar, which I guess is the whole world's combined. So I guess we'll do that next time. In the meantime, love you all bunches, don't let your tails flap, and I'll see you then. Peace.